Hi everyone, it's your fairy card maker Lisa here, and in this video I'm showing you some cards that I made from scrap papers and card sketches. I've been watching videos by Kristie Marcotte on YouTube, and when she starts a 6x6 paper pad, she keeps making cards until the whole pad is used up. That's a great way to make sure that you don't accumulate too many supplies. The goal is not to make as many cards as possible, the goal is just to use up the paper, so I liked that idea of using up what you have and using card sketches to help you out with that. So I decided to take two pieces of pattern paper, so nicely coordinated papers, scraps from a 12x12, cut them down to 6x6, and then figured out the measurements I would need in order to make the cards using the sketches that I had chosen. So this is my cutting guide, and these are the cards that I made. The first one, I used the Operation Right Home sketch number 218. This is my own fairy die cut. I designed the fairy and the wings on my Boss Cut Gazelle, and now it's on my Brother Scan and Cut. Then I added glitter to the wings. The next sketch is from My Favorite Things, sketch number 249. And that's these two cards. I like the version that just has a sentiment as the focal point. I believe the original sketch doesn't even have this optional circle. I've just put dotted lines there to tell myself that it was an optional addition. So this makes for a very nice masculine card, and then this makes for a great kids card. You could, if you had more pattern paper or you wanted to add a third paper or just do it differently, this background cardstock, you could use pattern paper in that place. Lots of ways you can edit the sketches. They're really just a jumping point. The next one is Reverse Confetti number 20. And I made it with this two pattern design. I also used some scraps and made other designs like this that I really liked. So this one uses 4 pattern papers. And then a sentiment is the focal. This one uses 3 pattern papers. And the background paper here is very subtle. So I thought, what if I used 2 pattern papers like this, but I did a subtle background using cardstock and an embossing folder. And here's how those turned out. This one is a stamp that I embossed with black embossing powder and colored in with watered down Nouveau Mousse. And this one was a cut apart from a 12x12 pattern paper that I had used in a wedding album, and I didn't use all the cut aparts, so I put it on the front of this card. It has a nice subtle, very pale purple, grayish purple pattern in the back there that really went well with the card. So these are all using 2 pattern papers, but this one has a sort of a faux pattern with the embossing. This one uses 3 pattern papers and this one uses 4. For the small pieces that I had left in my cutting guide, I just did these myself as the sketches. So this is the one with a strip, and this is the one with the 3 strips. So for this one I used a couple of die cuts, and on this one I used a raised panel. This is Strathmore Bristol smooth paper because I did some ink smooshing, and the first 2 attempts I did, the moisture from ink smooshing warped the card front, and I didn't like how that looked, so I did it on a separate piece of paper on Strathmore Bristol Smooth because it can handle a little bit of moisture better than straight cardstock can, and then I popped it up on Fun Foam for dimension. I have a couple more that I pulled out some scraps to do with these sketches. So I did one that has a popsicle that I made myself and glittered. And then I have another one of my fairies here, where I wanted to show that you could put the sentiment in a different spot. So that's what I wanted to share today, and I hope you enjoyed what I made and that you're inspired too. Thanks. Bye.